Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Alan Wake 2, where it turns out Casey's okay, and now we're just trying to figure out how we're going to make ourselves and everyone else okay. And also, Casey in the long term. We're still mostly here about saving Casey. So let me just take a second. When I loaded the game up, she said something about wanting to look at the case board, so perhaps there is something that is critically important to this moment. I feel like we have a lot of stuff that's maybe not.
Vicar to Wake and make him fix his attempt to play God. That's the plan. But the FBC have him.
Like this doesn't seem like a critical moment to be tracking our lunch boxes or whatever. Yeah, this would seem to be a critical part of this plan, unfortunately. Alright, so Estevez says Wake's in the holding cells. We're having some problems with that. I feel like she could lay this out herself. This is pretty linear.
The cell door won't open without power.
Okay, what else? What else is critically important? Okay, we picked up a new thing that we still can't use. Weird to even light it up, you know? This stuff doesn't feel critical at the moment. Alright, who's involved? Rose is involved, kinda, somehow, sort of. Not a cult member. Just a weirdo, but it seems like a helpful weirdo. So note instructing the cultists to take the writer out, which goes to their goals, certainly. And an FBC file linking cult activity to Wake. I mean, this is like very loosely to their goals. It's possible Wake is connected to the cult, but if Scratch is identical to Wake, this could refer to either of them, provided, of course, that Scratch has been physically manifesting prior to Wake coming out of the dark place, which I guess we don't know a huge amount about, because, like, Wake experiences video messages from Scratch while he's inside the version of the dark place in Alan Wake's American Nightmare, but kind of everything you see in that game is of dubious provenance, given that it could all be the dark place just fucking with Alan. So, I don't know. Bright Falls.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and pin this stuff now, I guess. Before we get momentum in the episode. Very important that we make notes of where we found all of the stashes. Also, I guess there were some nursery rhymes. And we did discover another doll. There are a lot more of these dolls than I thought there were going to be. Nope, can't quite. There we go. Alright. Feel like we could write a very simple shell script to handle this sort for us. Doesn't really seem like her kind of thing. Okay. Well, I think she was mistaken. It does not feel to me like this was a useful thing to do. That said, I do note that we have 18 fragments here, so maybe this would be a good time to go and buy some kind of upgrade. But what is the question? We still didn't have any of the pistol upgrades. 2 headshots in quick succession, stunning the enemy for an extended duration. Honestly, that's not bad. A second bolt before having to reload is also interesting. It certainly makes the bow more usable against standard taken. I think I'm going to take the pistol thing.
Saga was sure she had hit the Taken in the head, but had not even slowed the monster down. She took aim and fired again. Another headshot. This time, the Taken staggered.
It is so weird how like different voiceover bits that are accessed in different ways have such wildly different volume levels. Like they're clearly not all drawing from the same volume sliders. Yeah, it's just very strange. Okay, so we need to find a fuse, right? We know where the fuse box is. We are just short a fuse for the box. Hand flare, rocket flare. Yeah, I guess we could go ask Casey if he knows anything. Casey, you seen a fuse around here, buddy? Do you happen to have one?
How are you holding up?
Don't give me that worried look, Anderson. It's a flesh wound. Gave me a chance to have a nice chat about ex-wives with Kieran. Agent Estevez, I mean.
Making new friends, huh? I'm jealous.
I mean,
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's the situation on your end?
That's interesting. We suspect he's hiding something, or she got some kind of ping about him.
What happened at the hotel?
Wake was telling the truth about the cult being after him. That thing, the dark presence, it's real too. I saw it. A fucked up monster cloud. Wake tried to warn me. It knocked me out. FBC found me in the woods later.
Watery turned out to be a good lead. Found the clicker and the cult. But the horror story's changing reality. Like Wake said it would. Logan, she's, the story claims she died here. But we can stop it.
Wait, Saga. What do you, Logan is gone. She has been. For a long time.
Yeah, of course that's the version of things
Casey's
he would
affected
remember.
by the horror story too. I'm fighting for them all now. I'm gonna fix this, Casey. You, Logan, all of it. I just need to get the power back on first.
Yeah, give him hell, Anderson. Just remember, some things in life can't be fixed with a light switch. As for the power problem, here. I found a fuse on those poor bastards there.
Okay, he did have the fuse. Well, damn, I feel like that could have been the first thing in our interaction. Before we go anywhere, what the hell was that?
I can tell something is wrong. What's happening to Casey?
I'm a goner. Swell. A shadow crawling under my skin. In my head. Call my ex. Tell her I'm sorry. Terminal case, Casey.
Something is wrong with him. He's hurt worse than he says. He's scared.
Yeah, it sounds like he thinks he's been infected by the darkness, which I guess is a reasonable conclusion. All right, it's been a couple of days since the last episode, so forgive me while I try to remember. Where's the fuse? The fuse box has got to be in the maintenance room, right? I don't actually remember where I was wanting to plug this in. This is definitely wrong. Is it in the evidence room? Probably. Could be. Let's check. Yeah, this is not ideal. Shit, yeah. So one more look over the maintenance room. Like, this is for sure where you would expect it to be, right? This is the place that makes sense. It is not here. I will tap quick save. That's not a fuse box, it's just a board. Fuse box was down here, right? Well, it's not going to be in the morgue. Never mind, it is right there. Okay, cool. We got it. I feel like Casey could maybe have handled this himself, in fact.
Anderson, good news, bad news.
It's like 4
You can
feet
get to
from
the
him.
cell block now, but the shaded hostiles that were in there are on the loose.
Thanks for the heads up.
Alright, at this range, this feels like the way to solve that problem. Fuck you. Okay, camera not exactly playing along. Ah, that's a shame. During the stumble animation there, we definitely had access to the source point.
Well, now there's less monsters.
More coming down.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think I actually made contact with that second shot. Come on. These things are tough. Yeah,
Situation
jeez.
is under control, Estevez. Coming back up.
Copy.
You know, under control-ish. It's the situation is in a place where I can at least remember what control looks like. No sense in leaving these things behind when I could just pop some of them right now. Okay. Yeah, the ones that are like in the water are definitely pretty brutal.
Anderson, over here.
How you doing
Got a little
there?
cramped in that closet.
Is the FBC sending any help?
We were the help. Well, us in the lake house. But we still have Bureau gear specifically engineered to fight this threat. It's stored in the backlot. We were setting it up when the Taken interrupted us. We have light arrays, a containment cell, etc., etc. We are not out of this fight yet.
What's at the lake house?
It's a Bureau research facility at Cauldron Lake set up to study the effects of this AWE. When I got into town, I went there for backup. The whole station is lost, taken by the Shadow. Lost a lot of agents. Barely got out myself.
Yeah, people should have come and asked me. I would have told them not to go into those woods.
What's going on?
We had a hell of a time avoiding those Taken. Ended up back here. Anyway, I wanted to warn you that we have the Koskela brothers in the cells as well. They're the ringleaders of the Cult of the Tree. Don't let your guard down.
Wish me luck.
According to the Luck and Probability Department, it's statistically bad luck to wish people good luck during a crisis.
Thanks.
At least, you know, narratively speaking. Now, I think the Koskela brothers have their hearts
Saga.
in the right
Fucking
place.
FBI, FBC, your government fucks all fucking this up for us! Let us the fuck out!
You're the leaders of the cult. You're not going anywhere.
I mean, not until we ask you a lot of
Everything.
questions.
Get rid of him, Saga! You fucking shot me! Typical government stooge.
Okay, that's a
Let me
lot.
out so I can kill him, that fucker! You come to our town and act like you know what you're dealing with, but you have no fucking idea!
Saga.
Let us out!
Do you have it?
You can't stop it, none of you can.
You wrote
We can
Logan
take
into
it.
the story. You told me yourself. From the dark place.
Listen, Scratch is coming. He's close. He's almost here.
My daughter is dead because of you. She's a child. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm trying to fix this. I will fix this. I'll save everyone, but we're running out of time. I need the clicker.
It's kind of like, it's rough to say, because I get it. Like, I really get it. But she is taking this awfully personally, considering the number of lives that are at stake. It's just like, hopefully it can still be undone, right?
I have the clicker. You will fix this. You will save my daughter. Promise me.
Yes, I promise. But we're out of time. Hurry!
Don't fucking give it to him! Kill him! He's a fucking monster, Saga! There it is. We've been waiting for you, motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking destroy you! Yeah.
You know, maybe I should have seen this coming.
Shit. Scratch. He was
Yes.
pretending to be Wake. The plan is fucked. Estevez, come in. Scratch is here. How do I stop him?
Bad news.
Where's that equipment?
The
Where's that
unit isn't prepped, but the light array should affect him.
How do I activate the lock?
I tried to turn that thing on real quickly. Apparently it requires more effort than that. Alright, hold on. There's a bright light over here. Let's use this. When he gets close, though, I don't know if that was just timed or if it's that his presence is
How
fucking
do
it
I
up.
activate the lights?
Seems
I
like.
can turn them on from here, but you need to prime the 3 power cores first. The
Okay.
glowing SPC generator cubes.
Yeah, I
found the
see
lights.
those.
How do I activate them?
I can turn them on from here, but you need to prime the 3
How do I get
power
enough
cores
time?
first. The glowing SPC generator cubes.
Yeah. This is my concern.
There must be a way to slow him down.
I have some hand flares still, right? Is that having any effect? It doesn't really seem like it. Oh, shit. Alright, well. I tried just shooting it with the most powerful gun I have. Okay, non-zero effect.
Got one.
2 more to go.
Ow. Fuck. Alright, he does not love that. He does not love it when you shoot him in his
Another
face.
core activated.
Only one left. Doing great.
Nope. I was like, he's on the other side of an object from me. I might even have time to do it right now. Doing my best to use the objects to prevent him from teleporting to me. Oh, wow. Okay, that one really did not save me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What is it with monsters and that word?
Scratch was here. He'll be back. What the fuck do we do now?
Okay, just as the FBC should have come to me and asked questions, before getting all gung-ho, I should have gone to the cost glass, right? There's a lot of sort of built-up institutional knowledge here that is being wasted because nobody is asking anybody else any questions.
Scratch is Wake's double. He tricked us. He almost got the clicker from me. The whole plan has gone out the window. How could we get this so wrong?
Textbook boondoggle.
You said it, Anderson. It's a shit show. So what's the plan?
Scratch pretended to be Wake to trick us.
He almost won me over. I should have trusted my gut. Had a bad feeling about him when we found him at the lake. When that insane monster cloud came at me in the woods, I saw a face inside it. Wake's. I think he was always a monster. Always Scratch.
It's something less simple than that, I think.
The FBC usually handles stuff like this, right? Any thoughts?
Hold up. You brought a paranatural object in here without telling me and then almost handed it over to a hostile entity?
I didn't know if I could trust you. That was a mistake. So was believing Scratch. But it's not too late. I just need to understand more.
You got that right. Let's start acting like we're on the same side, yeah?
Okay, yeah, us and also Ilmo.
So tell me what I'm missing. The FBC must know something.
Good news, we have Bureau intel on all of this. Bad news, it's highly classified. Good news, consider yourself deputized into the Federal Bureau of Control. Here's a key to the cell where we keep the files. Happy reading.
Okay. Thanks.
Not allowed to take a
Go
key
team.
yet.
The horror story's changing reality. It made it so my daughter died here, even though she's supposed to be back home in Virginia. Do you know if that's...
AWEs are localized distortions of reality. The area outside town might not be affected. Sometimes they expand, sometimes they fizzle out. If we can make sure it's the latter, your kid might be fine.
The whole thing is a nightmare. I can't let my family be torn apart.
Having family isn't easy in this line of work. The late nights, travel, alternate realities threatening their existence. My ex-wife couldn't take it.
Karen, you're better off without her. I know I am.
You really don't remember Logan living in Virginia with me and David?
I remember you and David having problems. You needed a break. You and Logan moved to Watery and then Logan, well, that awful thing happened. After you came back to work, I thought you'd be the perfect partner for this case, if you were willing to return to the area.
Okay. That's enough. The story is changing your memories. What you're remembering is fiction. Logan is alive. I'm not divorced. We never moved here. I remember the truth.
No. Wake or Scratch, whoever that was, said the story could be used to attack us. We all need to question what's real. With that said, how do we know the story isn't giving you false hope?
I can't convince them. I just need to change the story.
This does feel like it would be an awfully big thing to try to explain, right? All right. Well, we definitely have some new profiling hits.
This is the kind of case my ex hated. The ones that might kill me.
That's funny. The cases that might kill me were my ex's favorite.
Classic Alan. Sorry, Alex Casey. So, I mean, if the thing from the lake was Scratch the whole time, the person that they abducted, it doesn't make sense necessarily that would be telling them the story that we were playing through personally. Like, what would be the benefit of Scratch telling them the truth? Well, we have to assume it's the truth because we see it from Wake's point of view. It feels to me like he might have gotten swapped during the period where they all got separated, after the cult attacked the lodge, or I don't know. All right, so this is what Casey thinks. It's a possibility. Scratch and Wake wanted the same thing, which doesn't really go to any of these. This is like the opposite of information. And Wake is... I assumed something strange was happening with time, but what if it's simpler than that? I mean, that's certainly what it seems like, right? But yeah, maybe Wake is still down there and he's just talking to us through a bad connection. Or maybe it's, maybe the body that we've seen is not necessarily one or the other of them, that they're still sort of fighting for control of it. All right, the FBC brought powerful light arrays to subdue the Taken. Yeah. Because they seem to know a thing or two
is
here.
Vulnerable against bright light.
Yeah.
At least that makes sense.
Thanks there, Saga. Good of you to keep up with us here. Okay. Security measures. I understand there's a need to keep the arrested folks under lock and key, but who the heck is the paranoid madman who decided we needed every other door in our facility to be geared with the latest high-tech security nonsense? Height-tech. The stuff's not safe. One power outage and those locks aren't budging. I've warned you about this half a dozen times now. Don't blame me when you're locked in with no way out. Yeah. Okay. Is any of this stuff important? Mulligan knows me $20. Do not microwave whole fish. Yeah, okay. So we're still here, able to pop this open and get access to... The fuck just happened? Okay, that was in fact me just holding right click. Makes that noise now. That's pretty weird. Huh. Okay. So, again, one would think it's, it would sure seem to be this obvious code thing, and then there's a book that's highlighted. Just need to decide what I think is the, information we're looking for. It could be QBW, right? Because the UFO Myth and Reality books are numbered. So that at least would give us like letters that are going to be in a particular order. What if it was QBW? B is 2, Q is further in the alphabet. So what? 3, 4, 5, 6. So Q's 7. 7 to so Q is 7, R is 8, S is 9, T, U, V, W. So W would be a 3 then. So we're looking at 7, 2, 3 maybe. Again, it does seem to just be a shotgun. Okay, there we go. There's just too many damn pieces of information on that desk. Shoot, yeah, is there a shoebox around here? Because what I need to do is probably just stow the old shotgun, right? I mean, I guess we know there's one in the basement. Here, let's go talk to Ilmo real quick.
I'm sorry about your brother, Ilmo.
Yaakov was all heart. He always went along with my ideas, no matter how stupid they were. Always happy to help. I got carried away. I never think things through. It's my fault.
I realize it's a bad time. But I need you to tell me everything about the cult of the tree.
The cult is my craziest idea that ever worked. Look, what kind of a cult calls themselves a cult? Exactly. We protect water in Bright Falls. We're the good guys. A secret neighborhood watch. Well, that was the idea anyways. Look, we've always known about the horror inside the lake. When any Taken come out, we kill them.
You don't turn people into Taken. You kill the ones who already have.
And given the ritual that they were performing on, what's his name, like they seem to have a pretty good idea of like how Taken are formed and how to prevent the worst of it from happening as well.
How long has the cult been around for?
Certain folks around here have always known about Cauldron Lake. Before us, it was the Torchbearers. And when I inherited the mission, I wanted to call it a cult. It was genius. Just a name did half the work. Made people too scared to go into the woods at night. Business 101. Fear is a great motivator.
You were trying to kill Alan Wake. Why?
Nothing good has ever come out of Cauldron Lake. The nightmare that hit Bright Falls in 2010 was all because of his writing. And ever since then, pages of his stories are floating up from the lake, and monsters keep popping out. It's all him, Wake. And if we don't stop him, no one will.
Wake's evil doppelganger Scratch is the threat we're facing, not Wake. And I will stop him.
I've never heard of anyone called Scratch. My brother.
So if it is the case that Scratch is what came up from the lake, then that confirms that Scratch was down there the whole time, and we don't know how much of the writing is actually his, right? My guess is the new gun's probably going to be more spaces than this, but it looks like it's still just a shotgun. I'm assuming it's going to use the same ammo. It's just like a pump action, something that's a little bit less clumsy to wield in combat. Certainly I could do without that extremely long reload every 2 shots. Okay, let's just make a little bit of space for it. It's very clumsy to move things around because you can't just click and drag. You have to click, let the mouse cursor settle, select move.
I'm sure Sheriff Breaker wouldn't mind me borrowing this.
That didn't quite animate correctly. And it's loaded. That's nice. Maybe not the best idea, but just kind of keeping it there and loaded. All right, let's learn something. I guess, hold on. I also have my own ways of learning some things. Oh boy, I don't know if this is a good idea.
Scratch was pretending to be Wake, manipulating me. What does he want from me? No, I'm in control here. It's my mind place. He's powerful. Too powerful. Just his presence here makes me feel sick. Like a wave of terror through my head. I feel his single-minded drive to get the clicker.
All right, well, that was not really any new information, but on the plus side, we did survive it.
Ilmo said the cult kills Taken. Is he telling the truth?
Surplus deer masks buy in bulk. We've got a floater, a Taken on the shore. Call the gang Yako. We are going hunting. Cult of the Tree. Keeping the town safe since 2013.
Ilmo is telling the truth about the cult. They really were fighting the Taken. We're on the same side. If the cult is killing Taken, then why did Nightingale turn into one?
Private party. Invitation only. Wrong time. Wrong place. Time to go, Yako.
A job half done isn't done at all.
Nightingale became a Taken because the Bookers interrupted their ritual.
All right. It is nice to be getting Saga sort of caught up with where we're at information-wise. Oh, hold on. I was not yet done with that.
I assumed Wake escaped the dark place. Is it possible he's still there?
The Big Apple in an ocean of darkness. Gone diving. Note from my editor. You're using the wrong tense. Trapped in a loop. My friends will meet him when I'm gone.
Wake is still trapped in the dark place. Maybe he always was.
Okay, well that's pretty not ideal, actually. Kind of information we could have had if I had, actually finished playing through Wake's content, but I was very swept up in the momentum of it all. All right, well, that seems fairly
Wake is
conclusive.
trapped in the dark place. He's been reaching out, communicating with me in the overlaps.
Real good question, that. I feel like we could probably just lock this up at this point. So this has to do with Nightingale. I mean, like, this is why do they want to kill Wake? It's because they want to kill Scratch, but they don't understand that he's a different guy. Cult found Wake's pages. All right, Cult of the Tree targeted people already corrupted. Goal is to protect the community. A deduction is available. Yeah, well, yeah. All right. Again, it is nice to have her catching up. Anything else in here? I guess. Okay, yeah, I'll start here. So, transcript of interview with subject Alan Wake, suspected utilitarian. Interviewer Kieran Estevez, lead agent. Mr. Wake, you've been taken into FBC custody and will receive an in-depth interrogation at a later date. But for now, I need to ask if there's anything you can tell us regarding the incident at the hotel. Anything we may need to know. There's a force here you don't understand. A presence. It's after me. It wants to consume me. Consume everything. Yes, you mentioned this dark presence before. Why does it want you? Well, it feeds on artists. On the art they create. It wants me because of my writing. But it can be any form of art, any artistic expression. Music, painting, film, photography. It can feed on any of it. All of it. You have to believe me. We are well aware of this entity, Mr. Wake. We've been tracking the situation here for a long time now. You yourself have been on our radar for over a decade. I'm sure those nuts in the research department are just going to love checking you out. Hey, make a note to redact that before submission. Let's get back on track. You mentioned a light switch earlier. Where is it now? Well, I don't know, but I need it. I can't end this without it. Will you help me get it? Mr. Wake, you are in custody pending charges for breaching of numerous federal violation codes. We are not going to give you a suspected paranatural object. You're not fucking listening to me. We are listening just fine. Now, do you have any accomplices? Fuck you. Let me the fuck out of here. It's coming for me. We're all in danger. Interview was terminated due to subject being uncooperative. Okay, that's kind of like the opposite
Wake
of
isn't
useful
the first
information.
person the dark presence disguised itself as.
A report supplement regarding the shadow. Through extensive interviews with witnesses of AWE 35, additional details regarding the shadow, A10, have been discovered. Redacted and redacted, both present during the AWE reported seeing a woman named Barbara Jagger at Bright Falls at the time. Jagger is a former actress and Bright Falls resident who emigrated with the filmmaker Thomas Zane from Finland and was reported to have drowned in Cauldron Lake during a redacted AWE in 1970. Research staff have concluded that Jagger's appearance is likely a case of the shadow manifesting in human form. Research is ongoing as to the nature of the connection between the shadow and the psychophysical signatures available for it to mimic. Current hypotheses are the shadow can only manifest as artists or individuals tangentially involved in the creation of art who have operated within a certain physical range of Cauldron Lake, or the shadow can manifest as any individual contained, definition needed, within Cauldron Lake. Research is actively ongoing. So, the change to Thomas Zane's story, I guess we don't really even know if it's a change, right? Like, we know that Alan in the first game encountered the idea of Alan Wake, or of Thomas Zane as a poet, I think from further in the past than he's being said to be here, but we don't actually know if that was like, I don't remember if we know if that was like the general broad knowledge of Thomas Zane, such as, any broad knowledge of him existed. But if this new thing does represent a change, who made the change and why? Like, to whose value is it for Barbara Jagger to now appear to have been an actress who came over with this filmmaker? I'm still not super clear.
The lake is a gateway to the dark place.
Yeah, we know. Why is she saying that? Like, she's surprised. At approximately 1900 hours on 13th September, February is not a month, 2023, readings from a remote surveillance unit monitoring Cauldron Lake, a known threshold to what researchers theorize is the origin dimension of A40, the Shadow, past acceptable limits. Attempts to contact FBC research facility WA03, codenamed the Lake House, were unsuccessful. Response procedures are initiated with immediate effect. Lead Agent K. Estevez will mobilize Investigation Unit Beta from the remote operations site at Redacted. Objectives to confirm an active event. If an active AWE is occurring, the dispatch team will identify its nature and severity, limit exposure, and attempt to contain or neutralize the source. If no event is active, check monitoring equipment, perform a limited profile sweep of the area, and check the status of the lake house and its staff. Relevant operatives in the area include the Cult of the Tree, Redacted, and Alan Wake, currently missing.
What the hell is a para-utilitarian?
Item classification request. Based on reports, the item is a light switch from a lamp cord with part of the severed cord still attached. Eyewitness accounts suggest that the item possesses the ability to alter reality, the changes being based on Redacted when used by a capable para-utilitarian. Parsing this item's effect from that of the Cauldron Lake threshold responsible for recurring AWEs in the area is difficult, because the only reported uses of the item have occurred near this threshold. Without more data, we cannot confirm if the item intensifies the effect of the threshold or vice versa, or if there is no connection whatsoever. Recorded material from Dr. Hartman, after becoming a Redacted, have revealed that Alan Wake eliminated Barbara Jagger, likely a physical manifestation of a Redacted, by inserting the light switch into its chest and flicking the switch. The item is confirmed to have been used in 2010 to turn fictional writing into reality. However, it is unclear what the restrictions and limitations of this effect are. Conclusion, the light switch is a possible OOP, but the team cannot conclusively classify the item based on secondhand accounts. Proper examination and testing is required in order to determine classification and precise effect of the item. Yeah, because like the clicker itself may not be a meaningful object outside of the sort of narrative limited, the limited narrative scope here, where like Alan's childhood, or the rewriting of Alan's childhood or whatever, makes it important, right? Is that it? Is that all that we're supposed to... Okay, well, I mean, it's not nothing, but I don't think it's fantastic. Here, let me real quick just tack anything new from that onto the board. So... Cauldron Lake is a threshold to another reality. This feels like a new opening. Like, this doesn't really have anything to do with the attack on Wake or Bright Falls Station generally.
Think.
But am I allowed to just drag it out to here? And no. Huh. Right, and these are the only things out here. Oh, well, I guess it goes to how to rescue Wake, because this is how we get back to the dark place. How we reach out to it, at least. Dark presence assume the form of Barbara Jagger. So this is about how it can assume people's forms. Yeah.
I need to know what information I can still trust.
Unfortunately, that is in short supply. FPC file on the clicker.
Sure. The clicker amplifies any changes to reality suggested by a piece of art. Makes them permanent.
Probably. Or maybe just these ones, or maybe it just does it here. I mean, it's a lot to... There's a lot of assuming going on.
Scratch told me the clicker can be used to change the story. Does that match your understanding of this thing?
Yeah, the light switch is a paranatural item, maybe even an object of power. We have verified reports that Alan Wake was in possession of it during the AWE here back in 2010. It definitely has power. We know that much.
I can come up with a plan. I always do. So the Cult of the Tree actually kills Taken. They were on our side, even if their methods are misguided and criminal.
It looked right from where we were standing. Nothing's what it seems in this case. Too many stories contradicting each other.
They were missing a lot of important
Too many
context.
versions of the truth.
We have a lot of catching up to do after this thing is all over. Everything is different now. My family, me, the whole fucking world.
I'll buy the coffee, Anderson. Partners to the end. This case is one for the books.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, your understanding of the entire nature of reality is going to be shifted a small amount by events such as these. This might be a good time for a manual save, I suppose. Okay, so we've got our fancy new gun. We've got a bunch of new information. Come up with a new plan is our current goal. I mean, we gotta get back in contact with Wake, right?
The clicker can fix this, but I can't use it without Wake. Tor knows
Sounds
about
like
this stuff.
someone has an
Maybe he can
idea.
help. Wake is still in the dark place. How do I get him out?
We live and breathe rock and roll. From the silence of screams, from the fever of dreams. The clicker can amp up other works of art, not just Tom's writing. Anything created with passion. The dark power of the lake will make it creep into reality. But if the holder of the clicker believes in the art, they can make it all come true in the flick of a switch.
I can use the clicker without Wake. Only Wake's writing can change the horror story. But I can use the clicker to change something else. Like getting Wake out of the dark place.
I mean, maybe.
Wake told me the clicker would fix this. But Wake was actually Scratch. How can I trust anything he said?
The artist must conclude his work. He rides a storm on your piece. Wake up and smell the danger. We told you already, kiddo. What Tom said about the light switch is true. Don't let the story confuse you. You need him to write the ending you want. The clicker can make that ending come true.
But we don't have Wake. Everything we knew about the clicker was true. He wasn't lying.
Alright, the clicker can be used by anyone, in theory, so long as the holder believes in the power of the art's message. So...
I will use the clicker to change reality, and bring Wake back at Cauldron Lake. I'll need the right work of art, but that won't be a problem.
Won't it? Do we not think that that might be a... Saga, did you become a skilled artist in the last, like...
I've got it now.
10 seconds?
I just need to tell the others what to do and fix everything.
Are we going to have the Andersons write us a really cool song about Wake reappearing at the lake? That's probably what we're going to do. That's probably a pretty good plan, actually.
So we need Wake to fix the story, right? That hasn't changed. So here's what I have. Wake's still trapped in the dark place, under the lake. I think we can use the clicker to get him out. But first, we need a work of art. Something other than his story. And that'll get him here.
I'm not filling out the paperwork for this one. I wouldn't know where to start. But I'm sold.
Okay. Look, this feels like something that once we get the ball rolling, there's no turning back. You sure you have it all figured out?
Oh, okay. This is the beginning of the end game. To travel to Cauldron Lake, you need to save your game first, exploring and traveling to other areas. You don't hold on, not just yet.
Not just yet. Give me a moment.
Okay, Anderson. You let me know when you're ready.
That kind of crept up on me a little bit. I didn't realize how much the Alan Wake part of the game was basically like off to the side and unnecessary for completion. Would we even... So there's a lot of exploration left to do. There are for sure more things left to find. I kind of want to just like follow the narrative thrust of this all through, though. I don't know. I'll tell you what. Let's just call this episode here. I think we've done an awful lot of work here as far as assembling what needs to occur from this point. That'll be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. And when you come back next time, I'm going to have a plan for what exactly forward looks like. And we'll see you then.